9 years ago, I went to my first LJY-Netzer event as a shy, introverted young girl. I cried nearly every night, but I was introduced into the most magical movement. The next 9 years built me as a person in a way I could never fully describe, teaching me about the world and how to make it a better place. The ability to explore and creatively engage with the things I'm passionate about is one of the most amazing things about LJY-Netzer. To be doing this in such a welcoming and enthusiastic environment, surrounded by some of my best friends, is what makes it so incredible. Last year, I went on Israel tour where I had an inspirational 3 weeks travelling around Israel. I learnt how to live in a community and how to thrive as an individual within that kahila. In the summer, I participated on Kayaks Pera, a tour around European cities in Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia and Austria. We travelled around the countries and learnt about their history while singing, dancing and laughing together. Both events were truly inspiring and changed my outlook on the world. LJY has transitioned from 2 weeks of fun in the summer to a part of my everyday life, influencing my actions and decisions to such an extent that during my gap year, I'm planning to take part on LJY-Netzer, Netzer's 6-month programme in Israel, to live out the ideology I've learnt throughout my time on LJY. Leading my first session on Aviv last spring was, although beyond terrifying, an absolute dream. As a child, I would look up to my leaders with complete awe and admiration, and as I stood before a room of apprehensive 11-year-olds, I couldn't believe that I had become that leader myself. There is a beauty of growing up in such a closely formed community, and as my time as a Hanich comes to an end and my Hadraha journey begins, I hope to empower and inspire the next generation, giving them the experience that I was so lucky to have.
Mia is just one of the many incredible stories about how LJY-Netzer has impacted people's lives positively. I personally only joined Israel Tour when I was 16 years old on Israel Tour. However, my journey as a liberal Jew began when I started at Hader at the LJS at the age of 4. After having my bat mitzvah at 13, doing my GCSE Jewish studies and having a Kabbalat Torah with my class, the next part of my journey was simple: to become a teacher. It was at this time that the idea of LJY-Netzer was introduced to me. I can't say that the idea of travelling across Israel on a truly progressive tour was the reason that made me want to go, but the chance to be with my whole Hader class for nearly a month and away from my parents was an opportunity that I couldn't miss. With 5 of my co-teachers, I went on what would inevitably become the most formative experience of my life so far. I can honestly say that Israel Tour was the first time that I truly explored my Jewish identity, as well as my relationship with Israel. And I left the trip with a desire to further my Jewish knowledge and engagement with the community. I came back to Hader with renewed excitement and dedication to teaching. After attending Hadracha training in Birmingham Progressive Synagogue with LJY-Netzer, I brought back everything I'd learned to the Hader, as well as to Machaneh Aviv, which I led on that spring. I was actually in charge of leading Plug-in, which is years 5 and 6, which means that my first leading experience was actually leading Mia, who's right here. From there, I continued on at Hader, moving from assistant to teacher and then to head of something that we called Orbit Club, a one-on-one scheme to support specific needs children with their Hebrew reading. My confidence in running a class was only supported by my experience and training I received with LJY-Netzer. Within LJY-Netzer, I went on first to lead and Rosh on Machaneh Kadima, ran 4 Hadracha programs, led Israel Tour before becoming a movement worker last year. I hope that you can see that while LJY-Netzer is at the heart of my current day-to-day life, liberal Judaism and LJY are intrinsically connected, and perhaps the central theme of both is progressive Jewish education. Education that is not only high quality and interesting, but that is full of relevance and passion too. As a movement worker, I spend much of my working life in Haderim up and down the country, and I see the need to grow and develop this area. How many more people would like to benefit from additional resources and support? How much more creative and knowledgeable we could be with a centralised education hub, and how much more expansive our opportunities would be with a developed technological base. I'm excited to continue my journey within liberal Judaism, but perhaps bigger than that, I'm excited to see what we can achieve as we innovate together. Thank you.